She had nothing but half a sandwich to survive the day. But when she saw a little girl shivering on the street, she didn't think twice. She offered it to her. What she didn't know was this small act of kindness would soon change her entire life. Amara was 23, recently jobless, barely making ends meet in the city. She lived in a tiny room she could hardly afford. But even in her struggles, her heart was still full of kindness. One day, with just a sandwich in her hand and no money in her pocket, she walked through the streets after a failed job interview. As she sat quietly in a park, thinking about her future, she noticed a small girl standing barefoot nearby. Her clothes were torn and her eyes lonely, yet hopeful. The child looked hungry, but didn't beg. Amara looked at her sandwich, then back at the girl. Without a second thought, she stood up, walked over, and gently handed her the sandwich. "Girl, thank you. No one's ever been this nice to me." Amara smiled, sat beside her, and wrapped her scarf around the child's neck. "Amara, where are your parents, sweetheart?" "Girl, Papa told me to wait here. He went to get help, but he's been gone a long time." Amara's heart sank. She couldn't just leave her there. She decided to wait with her. Minutes later, a luxury black car stopped near the sidewalk. A tall man rushed out, panic in his eyes. When he saw the girl, he dropped to his knees. "Man, Alia, thank God you're okay." He looked at Amara, confused but grateful. "Man, did you stay with her?" "Amara, I didn't want her to be alone." The man introduced himself as Mr. Kareem, a well-known entrepreneur and millionaire who had lost his daughter in the crowd during a protest in the city. His phone was stolen, and he'd spent hours searching for her. Amara didn't know who he was. She just saw a child in need. Kareem looked at Amara's thin coat, her tired eyes, and then he saw the empty sandwich wrapper on the bench. "Kareem, you gave her your food and your warmth." "Amara, it's nothing. I'm just glad she's safe." But to him, it wasn't nothing. It was everything. The next day, Amara received a knock on her door. It was Mr. Kareem with an envelope in one hand and a job contract in the other. "Kareem, you weren't just kind, you were selfless. People like you deserve better. I run a charity and a foundation. We need someone like you." He offered her a job well paid, full benefits, and even helped her move into a proper apartment. But more than that, he gave her dignity. Months later, Amara and little Alia became close. Alia called her big sister. And Kareem, he would often smile and say, "That sandwich changed everything." Kindness doesn't require wealth, just a willing heart. Amara gave the little she had, and life gave back in ways she never imagined. Maybe even your own. If this story touched your heart, imagine how many lives your kindness could touch too. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that remind us humanity still exists. And remember, sometimes the smallest act can lead to the biggest miracle.